Man, do we really got to do this?
Yes, we gotta do
Yes,
this.
we got. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm still in pain. I'm pretty sure Tiny Tim's still in pain. Well, this guy's loving life
Yeah.
like usual. Yeah. It's week 4, pain and gain pick'ems, and that starts right about
Now.
oh no. He's stealing my gimmick.
Austin's stealing your gimmick.
That's right. He's
Oh,
live
no.
right now. What's going on, football freaks, gridiron geeks? It is time once again for your favorite Wednesday night program where we talk about nothing about the sport of foosball. It is the pain and gain pick'ems. What's going on, everybody? I, of course, am your host with the most, Alexander the Great, A Pizzle 90, representing the 1 and 2, just like you, Miami Dolphins, and yeah, there's a lot I need to say, and I'm going to save that for when we talk about the game against the Tennessee Titans this Monday night. Joining me, as always, Mr. LC Muscles 28.
Representing the 4-1-2, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 3-0. One of only 5 teams left. That 5-0 spot.
That's right. 5 teams still undefeated. That's right. And representing America's team, Mr. Tiny Mother Lovin' Tim.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tiny Tim, your favorite armchair football fan. Yeah, we almost pulled off the biggest comeback in Cowboys history. Just came up a little bit short. But
I wish you would have.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you being a Steeler fan, hating the Ravens with a passion, but it just came up a little bit short. Kind of wonder where that high-powered offense was for the first 3 quarters of the game. Then all of a sudden they show up in the 4th quarter, but just a little too late. But I think we got a good one coming up this week. So yeah, I'm ready to get this thing going.
All right, before we get into week number 4, I just want to personally thank both of you guys for holding it down last week.
Oh,
Because
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
MIA. Because I was MIA, like the hat says right there, just like the Dolphins are right now, MIA. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it, shall we? As we start out with your game, Tim, as it is the Dallas Cowboys and the New York. Wait, hold on. I spelled that wrong. I spelled Giants wrong. Let's try that again. There we go.
that's all right.
Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I'll give you a pass.
Give me a pass. Hey, what's going on, Blood fam? How we doing? Here comes the blood. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Respect to y'all. Had an absolute blast with y'all last week. And good luck to those Chiefs against those Chargers.
Which we'll talk about in a little bit.
And to the Bengals against the Panthers, I think they're playing. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, it is the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Football Giants. This game is at MetLife Stadium. And
Meth life.
from what I am seeing right here, the Braves and Mets are postponed. Don't care about that. The Cowboys are 6-point favorites.
According to the Yahoo Sports app, they are a 6-point favorite, but according to the Hard Rock Back official sports betting app of Florida, they are 5.5-point favorites.
Let's go with the first one. Let's go with that first one. I want to go 1-0, if you know what I'm saying. Referee for this game is
Clay Martin.
And calling this game on Amazon Prime, we have Ooh, that's going to be a good one. We have Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreets.
Yeah.
We all know the rules. Save Mr. Tim for last. I guess I will start this out.
Go right ahead.
Let's do this. So the Cowboys have lost 2 straight home games, while the Giants, somehow, some way, somewhere, somebody impressed by beating the Browns last week. Did anybody call that? I sure as hell did not.
Nope.
I don't think anybody of us did. Dallas has issues on both lines, and the Giants got all over Deshaun Watson last Sunday, but the Cowboys will tighten things up in pass protection, and the defense will be just a little bit better. I have Dallas winning this game over those New Jersey Giants. Final score, 27-20. By the way, lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $97.
That's not too
Uh-huh.
bad. And
LC,
it
what
also
say you?
marks the second game in a row on Thursday Night Football at MetLife Stadium.
That is true.
Because last week was Patriots and Jets. And now we have Cowboys and Giants. And oh boy, has this been a one-sided series recently.
Oh, yeah.
Giants have only won once in their last 17 games. They've only won once.
Just once.
Just once in their last 17 games.
Ooh.
Cowboys outscored the Giants last year 89-17 as well. So history is on their side for the Dallas Cowboys as well. And also, I don't know if you guys have known this, but John Gruden actually has a YouTube channel, and I watched his analysis. Yeah, John Gruden has a great channel. I will show it to you when we go to the FAU game on Saturday.
I've seen it. I've seen it already. I saw the thing a couple weeks ago where he picked the Bills against us. Like, okay, we get it. I didn't really see the hype up to it. I just saw who he picked. I was like, yeah, okay. Shut the hell up. You got it. Anyways.
Hey, man, I like his analysis. But the Cowboys and Giants, realistically, it's been a one-sided series. And also another thing is the Giants are 0-8 in their last 8 Thursday night games. So I think I know who I'm going to pick with this game. I think Dallas is the better team here, and I think they will get the job done. My final score is going to be Cowboys. I'm going to go 34-24. I think the Giants will try and keep this close, but at the end, Dallas will seal it with a late touchdown.
Before we get to Tim's pick, we got a super. We got Joshua Cook, ladies and gentlemen. He went 7-9 last week. I did as well. Colts won. Excited for the game against LC Muscles.
That's right. We'll talk about that in a little bit too.
Yes, we will. So look for his picks tonight during Cassie versus everyone. Joshua Cook, much appreciations to you,
Yes,
good sir. And Dashy, hi, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, we got to do it.
And yes, that did take 17 hours to make. Romy boy.
Whoa. Hold it. I thought it said it took like 23 hours.
23. You're right. I keep forgetting. All these.
Like I said last week, it was worth every damn minute.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. You heard what I had to say. You heard what LC Muscles had to say. Mr. Tim, it is your turn.
Cool.
Okay. Well, as I said at the top of the show, we almost pulled off the biggest comeback in team history, 22 points down. The defense was sputtering, the offense was sputtering, but then in the fourth quarter, offense picked it up. But I mean, I could swear that on that last Cowboys possession, I could swear that Dak Prescott was going to throw an interception, because that's usually what happens when he's trailing in the game and time is running low and he starts to get a little shaky. But we didn't let the Ravens get away with it too much. And once again, it would have been great to beat those Ravens, not only for my sake, but for LC's sake as well, because, of course, you know, the rivalry between Steelers and the Ravens it is always ugly whenever they get together, and I love that rivalry right there.
Yeah.
But now we're going up against the Giants. LC just said it. It's pretty much been a one-sided affair for the last few years. Looking here, Prescott, he's passed for 851 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Daniel Jones for 600 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rico Dowdle is pretty much the leading rusher for the Cowboys with only 88 yards after 3 weeks. Meanwhile, Devin Singletary, 42 carries for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns with the Giants. CeeDee Lamb, 13 receptions for 218 yards and a touchdown, while this nice rookie who is really warming up for the Giants, Malik Neighbors, 23 receptions, 271 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to have to really cover Malik Neighbors because he is getting really warmed up right now. Right now, he is like a dark horse candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But I just don't see this. I think I'm thinking Dak Prescott has won 12 straight games against the Giants. And 3 of those, I was thinking 3 of those games he passed for at least 300 yards. I don't know if he's going to get the big 3, but I just don't think there's any way the Cowboys are losing 3 in a row, especially against those ever-loving New York Football Giants. Rolling with my Cowboys to go into MetLife Stadium, take down those Giants. My final score, Dallas 27, New York 24. I want some glory hole.
Hell yeah.
I want me some glory hole. So I have that perspective.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
There we go. Nice 1-2 punch right there. Want me some glory hole. Hell yeah. All right, next game on the list. Now we're getting into the Sunday slates. It is the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. This game is in Atlanta. And from what I am seeing right here, the Falcons are 2.5-point favorites.
Let me take a look here. Falcons at 2.5. I see one. Let me check the other. Pull it up. Okay, so I do see on Yahoo Sports says 2.5. On the Hard Rock app, it is officially 2 points.
All right. Referee for this game is?
Referee for the Falcons and the Saints is John Hussey.
And calling this game on Fox, we have Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma. And the lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $159.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about reasonable. So who you guys got and why? Saints and Falcons.
Saints and Falcons. All right. You don't mind if I go first on this?
How about it?
Let me go ahead and go first on this one because the Falcons and the Saints, this is actually going to be a really interesting opportunity and a really interesting game, to say the least, between these two teams. This has been an interesting series. The Saints have owned the matchup recently, won 7 of their last 9 games. But the Atlanta Falcons, though, they're on the up and coming. I think they do got to go overall offense, though. This game is in Atlanta, though, and last year Atlanta did win against the Saints by 9, so they do have that advantage as well. Atlanta, it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back after a rough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. One thing I will say is a big factor in this game is going to be how the Falcons can stop Alvin Kamara. If the Falcons can stop Alvin Kamara, then they would be in good shape. I think they also lead the league in a category which is zone defense, rushing yards allowed, and they are number 1 in the league against when they run the zone defense. And the Falcons, they've been running mostly zone defense, and the New Orleans Saints, though, they got stuffed last week by the Eagles and allowed Saquon Barkley to go wild on them. So I think that the Falcons will win. I'm going to take Atlanta because I know a lot of the money is going on New Orleans, but I'm actually liking the Falcons on this one.
Ooh.
My final score is going to be Falcons 23, Saints 21, and I actually forgot to do my best bet for the Cowboys game, which I'll get to in a second. But for the for the best bet for the Falcons Saints game is going to be Bijan Robinson over 106.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Ooh.
I could probably see that.
Okay.
All right, then. What's the best bet for the Cowboys and Giants?
Yeah. What's
Cowboys and Giants. I actually have this in. I actually can pull that up right now. I'm actually going to take my best one is going to be over 80.5 rushing receiving yards. Devin Singletary.
that? FAU.
FAU.
Go Owls.
Allowed it to every running back. It's allowed it to every running back this year. Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and Jerome Ford.
All right. Well, very interesting matchup here in the NFC South division.
The South.
Heading South. We're going to fly South for the winner.
Oh Lord. All right. Flying South for the winner.
Yeah. Alvin Kamara, he's been a running rampage ever since he tore through the Cowboys defense a couple of weeks ago. Derek Carr's doing pretty good with 585 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Kirk Cousins has 626 yards and 4 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. That's kind of a concern for me. And my man Bijan Robinson from Texas, he's got 48 carries for 196 yards, 1 touchdown. He's warming up a little bit. Darnell Mooney, I might want to watch him. He's pretty good. He's got 169 yards and 1 touchdown, but he can still make those plays. But right now, the New Orleans Saints are looking like they are for real. That's why I'm going to take the Saints. But I'm going to say for it. So give me the Saints over the Falcons 24-21 in a close game.
All right. Well, this is a big early division game with both teams coming off of losses. The Saints offense came back to reality last week in a loss to the Eagles, and now have to play a much improved Falcons defense. Atlanta offense will be challenged too by a solid Saints defense, so I think this one's going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game, but I'm in agreement with Tim. I have the Saints edging out the Falcons, so I'm going to go with the Saints, the Who Dat Nation, to beat the Atlanta Falcons by a final of 20-17.
Oh, okay. So you're against us then.
Yep, I'm taking the Who Dat Nation, the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
All right, next game on the list we have is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Carolina Panthers.
Boy.
This game is in Carolina, and from what I am seeing right here, let's see, the Bengals are 4-point favorites.
Let me take a look real quick. Let me double check. And according to my calculations right here, since they're on Yahoo Sports and on the Hard Rock app, it's even. So you got pretty much 2 for 2 on that one.
Okay. Referee for this game is?
Referee for the Bengals and the Panthers is going to be Adrian Hill.
And calling this game on Fox, you have Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston, a.k.a.
Moose.
And the lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $88. Surprising.
That sounds
surprising. $88 for this game. Yeah. What you guys got and why? Bengals versus Panthers.
Who wants to go
Hear
first?
you guys have to say first.
All right, I'll go. I guess I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bengals are 0-3, and just let's be honest, they have not looked right at all, especially on defense. The Panthers won behind Andy Dalton last week, the former longtime Bengals quarterback, and now he's facing his old team. poetic justice, if you will. So look for Dalton to play well against the Bengals defense that has issues. And this will be a little bit of a high-scoring game, but in the end, I think that the Bengals will find a way to get the job done over the Carolina Panthers. Final score 31-27. Give me the Bengals.
Interesting. What do you say, Lucas?
Oh boy. Well, I think I might have an unpopular pick here.
Oh,
Let me just go ahead and say this. It's great to see the Cincinnati Bengals at 0-3. Let's be honest here. It's great. Let me be honest here. It's great. And now Andy Dalton gets to face his former team once again. He is 2-1 currently facing against his former team. And you guys want to know something that's really interesting?
What's that?
Cincinnati, it's kind of like a house of horrors playing in Carolina. They've only won once in Carolina, and there are 4 matchups.
Just once.
Only once. And the rest of the games, they've been outscored by a big margin. In their first matchup in 1999, the Bengals lost to the Panthers 27-3. Their second one, they lost 52-31. They won 27 2010, but then in 2018, they lost 31-21. So they are not a very good team on the road to Carolina. And honestly, Carolina looks like a team, completely different team with Andy Dalton at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Dalton is so familiar with the Bengals, it's not even funny. One problem I will say also is the Cincinnati Bengals defense has looked pretty bad. Let's be honest here. It's looked really bad. Allowing 26 to the Chiefs, allowing 38 to Jaden Daniels, a rookie to Washington. And pretty much, let's be honest, that game was over after that Terry McLaurin touchdown. And the Patriots lost. They only allowed 16 points to the Patriots. And this team, realistically, I don't see them winning here. Sound the alarm!
Oh, hold on just a second. Really?
Want to know what sold me here? The money is in Carolina. The Cincinnati Bengals originally started off as a 6-point favorite. They're now down to a 4. People know where this game's going. And the Cincinnati Bengals, after this week, are going to be 0-4. And yes, you could play the clip, Alex.
You for real?
Bitch, are you for real? Bitch, please.
I am for real.
What in the all types of blue hell?
I'm picking the Carolina Panthers. Call me crazy, but they win this game. My best bet is going to be the over for this game. If you guys can get the over for the Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals over 40 set, I'm going to go over 45, over 42. It's going to happen. I'm taking the Carolina Panthers to beat the Bengals to send to 0-4. Final score 34-24. Give me the Carolina Panthers.
Nice. Very, very interesting there.
Wow.
I kind of agree with everything that LC said right there. I mean, Carolina is they fell on hard times for the last year and for the first 3 games of this year with Bryce Young. I mean, I feel so bad for the guy. Now comes the red rifle from TCU. And he comes in and he starts looking pretty good. Yep. He comes in and he looks pretty good last week. Cincinnati has a lot of sizzle, but they don't really have a lot of substance. And I think this might be their downfall too. So after weighing all my considerations, I thought about this really hard, and Alex, I'm going to sound the alarm too.
Yeah. Yes, thank you,
And,
Tiny.
and while you're at it, play that other stuff too.
You for real?
Go.
Bitch, are you for real? Bitch, please.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Yeah, I think the Red Rifle is going to hold the fort, and they're going to take down those bungles. Give me the Panthers over the Bengals 26-23. Yes, Dashy, I am for real. Sorry, brother.
Gosh. I'm solo on this one. Oh my gosh. That is shocking. Absolutely shocking. All right. Next game on the list, let's go to H-Town, as it is the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans. This game is at NRG Stadium, and from what I am seeing right here, the Texans are 6.5-point favorites.
So let me see, 6.5, because this line actually has moved a lot recently. So is 6.5 on Yahoo Sports, and on the Hard Rock app, it is 6.5. So 2 for 2 for that one.
Okay, referee for this game
Referee
is
for the Jaguars and the Texans is
Chop, Blake.
And calling this game on CBS, we have Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, and Jason McCourty. And the lowest ticketed price on Game Time we have is, let's see, $78. $78. I guess I will say my 2 cents on this one. The Jaguars are 0-3, coming off a horrible game this past Monday night against the Bills, which means this is a short week for them, as they are playing a really good team, the Houston Texans. The Texans, on the other hand, weren't good last week against the Vikings, but C.J. Stroud will bounce back here against a really bad Jacksonville Jaguars defense. I'm going with the Texans to beat the Jaguars 30-15. Give me Houston.
All right. I'll take that too. Yeah, Jacksonville's looking pretty bad. I've been kind of hoping this would be a year where Trevor Lawrence kind of picks it up a little bit. Let's see his stats here. He's got 560 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Travis Etienne Jr., 164 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And was it Brian Thomas with 11 receptions, 189 yards, 1 touchdown. Joe Mixon, he's doing pretty good with Houston, but he is questionable, but I don't think it's really going to affect him. He'll probably play here. Nico Collins is a nice underrated receiver there with 338 yards and 1 touchdown.
Nice.
What can you say? C.J. Stroud, 709 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So he's got this one pretty good. So this is a pretty good pick for me. I'm taking the Texans over the Jaguars. The Jaguars are going to go 0-4. Give me the Texans by a score of 31-23. And then don't just give me the Texans. I'm locking them.
And this is my stone cold lock of the century. Or the week.
LC, what say you?
Oh man, what say me? The Jaguars, what is there to say about this team? This team is absolutely lifeless right now. And people are saying, I think it's Trevor Lawrence. People say it's Trevor Lawrence's fault. I'm saying not so fast. I don't think it's all his fault.
My friend.
Not so fast, my friend. I don't think it's all his fault. I just think Peterson's washed up. I think Doug Peterson at this point is washed up. I think he's lost the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to go and just retire at this point. You've already won a Super Bowl. You already have a legacy in Philly. And he's always just, for some reason, it's weird because he's always had bad relationships with quarterbacks after they win a playoff game. He had a bad relationship with Nick Foles, and now he has a bad relationship with Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just a him thing, not just a player thing.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Houston, though, got absolutely schlocked last week against the Minnesota Vikings, and they are looking to rebound here. They absolutely got humiliated on the road in Minnesota, but this is going to be a nice rebound spot for them. I have the Houston Texans as well winning this game. My final score is going to be Houston Texans 31, Jaguars 7. And Alex, I'm joining Tiny Tim on this one.
Oh my God.
And this is my
Wow.
stone cold lock of the century. All the week.
Boom.
Damn. You guys are 2-2.
Yes, we are.
2-2.
I was thinking about putting it for a later game, but I'm like, you know what? No, I just can't.
All right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens later. All right. Next game on the list we have is the Denver Broncos against the New York Jets. This game is at MetLife Stadium. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Jets are 7.5-point favorites.
Let me see here. The Jets are 7.5. Let me take a look on both sites. Come on, Yahoo, load. Okay, there you go. 7.5 and 7.5.
There we go.
Win money again.
Hell yeah. Referee for this game is
Ron Torbert.
calling this game on CBS. We have Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. And the lowest ticketed price on game time is $129.
That sounds
All right.
about right.
So
I
who
will
you guys
say,
got
though,
and why?
about the previous game with the Jaguars Texans, though, that line absolutely has been crazy. It was originally Texans 3.5, Texans 4.5, Texans -9, and now back down to 6.5. So
Well,
there's some
all
line
over
on
the place.
Jaguars, but it's all over the place.
It's all over the
This
place. It's
one-
like a roller coaster.
Exactly, but this one for the Broncos and the Jets, realistically, it really has not moved much. Just 8, then it went to 8, then went to 7, and then stayed at 7.5. So
Okay. So who
Yeah.
you guys got and why?
Yeah.
Between the
I'll go first on this.
Broncos
one.
and Jets.
I don't mind. If you guys don't mind.
Have at it.
There you go.
Oh boy, the Broncos last week. How did they pull that off? My friend
Your
actually, I
guess
went
is
to my
as good as
buddy's
mine.
house. I went to my buddy's house, and he actually did put money on the Broncos to win because one thing he said, the Buccaneers did have a lot of defense and injuries, which did help. But now the Jets are going to be a little bit more healthier in this game. Broncos do lead this overall series to 22-18-1, so they do have the overall advantage in this series. But for some reason, the Jets getting that Thursday night win in dominating fashion over the Patriots, now staying at home, not really traveling in there that long by. I think that's going to benefit them more than Denver having to go back on the road again for a second straight week. West Coast teams don't do really well against East Coast teams. And I think that rule holds here. Give me the Jets to win this game. My final score is going to be Jets 23, Broncos 10. My best pick for actually the Texans and Jaguars, and for the Broncos and Jets, you could parlay this into a band parlay. Breece Hall anytime touchdown, and Nico Collins anytime touchdown.
Okay.
All right. I'm pretty much in agreement with everything LC said right there. Looks like that bad man
Man.
Rogers. He's getting things together there in New York. Meanwhile, Denver is just looking awfully pathetic. Not much to say on this game. I mean, nothing more than what LC said here. So I'm taking those Jets over the Broncos. Give me a score of 24-16 Jets.
Yeah, the Broncos are playing consecutive road games, but they did stay on the East Coast. They stayed in West Virginia
Really?
Yeah, they decided to stay in West Virginia this week to prepare for the Jets. They played well last week, beating the Bucks, but this is a much tougher defense. That will be a problem for one Bo Nix. Maybe we'll see Bo Picks. We'll see. But Aaron Rodgers got it going last week, and that will continue. I'm in agreement with you guys as well. Jets over the Broncos, 27-17. Moving on to the next game, and this is one of my all-time favorite rivalries in the National Football League. Matter of fact, I'm going to make this where the hell is it? Right here, right there. As it is the purple incarnation of Satan, the purple people eaters, the Minnesota Vikings going up against the Cheeseheads, the Green Bay mother-loving Packers. This game is in Lambeau Field, and from what I am seeing right here, the Packers are 2.5-point favorites.
And yes and yes.
Yes,
Both.
and yes, hell yes. All right, referee for this game is
Bill Vinovich.
And this game is on CBS, believe it or not. So we got Kevin Harlan and Trent Green calling this game.
Oh, right.
And the lowest ticketed price, good God, $343.
That makes sense. It's a
Whoa,
big
that-
rivalry in Green Bay.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. One of my favorites. It's my favorite, but the best is easily Steelers and Ravens.
Yeah,
Right.
I said it.
that's right.
So this is one of the game of the weeks. The Vikings are 3-0 and riding high, while the Packers are 2-1 and have won two games behind Malik Willis, who they traded from Tennessee Titans. That's because the defense has been outstanding. Same for the Vikings. That means this will be kind of a low scoring. Actually, this might be. I'm not sure how this might be scoring wise, but I think the Packers, when in doubt, I'm going to go home team. I'm going to pull a Steel Sermon. I'm going to go with the Packers to beat the Vikings by a final score of 28-24. Go, Pack. Go.
What you got, LC?
This has been an interesting series to say the least. This has been a back and forth series as well. The last time these two teams played in Green Bay, the Vikings won 24-10. And that was not a very good game for Jordan Love. Not a very good game at all. But this time, it's Malik Willis facing off against Sam Darnold. And this is going to be a game where realistically it's going to come down to the last possession. I think both of these teams do have their strong points. Minnesota has a great defense. The Packers have a great overall offense. I feel like they also have one of the best environments in Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. My thing is this is going to come down realistically, not only to who has possession last, but which defense can actually keep the other offense off the field. Green Bay was able to keep Indianapolis off the field and be able to be efficient with Malik Willis, but this Vikings defense is going to be a tough one. But honestly, I really am not sure who to pick for this game, but I'm going to have to go with my gut on this one. If you don't know who to pick, go the home team. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to win this one. I think this will be very close, though, and I think that this game is going to be back and forth. It realistically depends on Jordan Love's stats. If Jordan Love can play, I would 100% take the Packers more, but this game is up in the air for me. Give me the Green Bay Packers to win this game. I think this will be a very close game, but I think the Packers will win. My final score is going to be Packers 27, Vikings 26. Give me the Green Bay Packers. I think the Vikings will absolutely cover the spread here. So this is actually one of my point spread game of the week. So I think we'll cover it. So I'm actually a big fan of that. And if I have to pick a prop, I'm going to go Justin Jefferson over 6.5, over 5. Is it? Oh, 5.5 receptions.
Okay.
I would definitely want to take that right there.
I like it.
Nothing more to say on this one except for everything that LC and Alex just said. Just never bet against Jordan Love because he will Eagles tear you down, even though Minnesota is probably going to make this game very interesting. Almost got the exact same score as LC. I've got the Packers winning this one by 27-24.
Off by 1 for me. So I had 28-24.
Wow.
Wow.
So how about that? How do you like them apples?
Gonna be a good game, and nonetheless.
Damn right.
It'll be the best
All right.
game of the 1 o'clock window for sure.
Mm-hmm. Next game on the list. Okay. LC, it's your turn. As it is your game, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Indianapolis Colts. This game is in Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Steelers are 1.5-point favorites.
Okay, and yep, it is 1.5. They actually dropped because it's been fluctuating between 1.5 and 2. So it actually is back down now to 1.5.
Okay. Referee for this game is?
Referee for the Steelers and the Colts is going to be Land.
Land Clark.
We called it Land Clark. We get Land Clark first time this season.
And they're calling it the game for the Steelers and the Colts. It's the Spiro with D. And they go into the touchdown. Wonderful, miraculous, spectacular. Yes.
Fantastic, beautiful defense by TJ Watt.
TJ Watt brings him down for the sack. Oh, you love to see it.
Yes, got Spiro.
We all know the rules. Save LC for last. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $181.
And that's about right.
181, not
181
too bad.
For a lot of fun. 181 for a lot of fun. I will go first. Here we go. That's right. Steelers. That's right. Steelers are running high, 3-0. As you can see right there. So right there. It's 3-0. And their style travels well. I mean, Justin Fields is looking really good. And their physical defense will limit the Colts' run and make Anthony Richardson life a living hell this Sunday, I believe. Steelers and Justin Fields will do enough to get the job done. I'm going with the 3-0 to make it 4-0. I'm going with the Steelers to beat the Colts. Sorry, Joshua Cook. 20-10. Give me the Steelers.
All right. Well, great to see Justin Fields is doing well in his new home in Pittsburgh right there.
Change of scenery, he's done well.
Yeah, so far so good. Made a believer out of me. And of course, like Ben Roethlisberger said, even if Russell Wilson is healthy, you gotta dance with the one that brought you.
Mm-hmm.
That's of course Justin Fields right there. George Pickens, Najee Harris. That offense is still doing pretty good. The defense is pretty rough and rugged right there. And as you said, Alex, it's going to cause a lot of problems. I mean, Anthony Richardson's already thrown 6 interceptions so far this year. If I had to make a bet on one of these sites, I'd say maybe Anthony Richardson, maybe at least 1 interception, maybe 2.
Half an
because
interception.
I believe that Steelers defense is going to kind of rough him up a little bit. Give me the Steelers over those Colts easily by a score of 27-13.
All right, you hear what I had to say. You heard what Tiny Tim had to say. LC, it's your turn.
Let's go. Here we go. This game pretty much has been consistent right across the board betting wise. And let's be honest, last year was a fluke. Let's not beat it around the bush. Last year was a fluke. The Steelers own the Colts for a reason. 27-7 all time against them. They've only won 4 times in the last 26 games against the Steelers. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've never been more confident in my team as I have been all year.
Wow.
This is my Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think we're going to win this game convincingly. The big thing with this game is going to be the fact that the Steelers just have the best defense in the league. You held the Chargers to -5 total offensive yards in the second half. In the
Ooh.
past
Unbelievable.
150 minutes,
Wow.
of football, only allowing 16 points. We're number one defense for total yards allowed and number one defense for points allowed for a reason. And the Colts, they look terrible. I'm sorry, they look really bad. They should not have gotten the win against the Bears. I thought the Bears were going to come back and win, but the Colts, they look really bad offensively. Anthony Richardson is looking like a loose cannon right now, throwing bad interceptions. He just does not look good out on the field. And there's also a person that was on YouTube who was saying Anthony Richardson has one of the worst passing options in the end, like worst passing op, it's a statistic where he makes the pass. He always throws it to the worst option, and his percentage is actually the worst in the NFL. So he throws to the worst play possible, almost over 70% of the time. Anthony Richardson right now is the definition of just inconsistent. I think the Colts will absolutely get spanked by the Steelers here. I think this game will be close to the first quarter, but I think the Steelers defense is going to completely overwhelm the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts are in for a world of trouble. The AFC South is pretty much a one-horse division, and the Colts, they're in the way for the Steelers, man. They're just in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was a fluke. Give me the Steelers win this game convincingly. My final score is going to be 27-10. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game convincingly. This was close to being my lock of the week, but I decided, you know what? I gotta rep my team, the terrible towel. And then another great bets. You could parlay these two: TJ Watt over 0.5 sacks and Anthony Richardson over 0.5 interceptions.
I like it.
Tim, you actually did take that one.
I like it.
I would.
That's right. And if you don't like that, Mike Tomlin has 4 words for you.
We do not care.
That's just how it is. All right. Next game on the list we have is, I believe this is the last. I think this might be the last 1:00 game. Nope, there's 2 more.
Yes.
Nope, there's 2 more.
No, it's one.
No, it's
No,
2
it's the
more. I
last
believe.
one. No, that's the last one. I double checked.
All right.
I know which one it is.
We're going to Chicago, as it is the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. This game is at Soldier Field, and from what I'm seeing right here, the Bears are 3-point favorites.
Let me take a look. The Hard Rock app, there are 3-point favorites, and on the Yahoo Sports app, they are 3-point favorites. And it's pretty much been -1, -3, -2.5, -3. So it's pretty much now set still. It's regular place.
All right, referee for this game is
Referee for the Bears and the Rams is going to be Brad Rogers.
And calling this game on Fox, we have Adam Amin and Mark Dirty Butt Fumble Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez. Oh boy.
Mark Dirty Butt Fumble Sanchez, and the lowest ticketed price for the Bears and the Rams is $219. So who you guys got and why? Rams versus Bears.
I'll go first on this one. The Rams have dominated the series as of late, winning 4 of the last 6 games, including the last 3 times they played in Los Angeles. The Bears, the last time they did play the Rams at home was in 2018, and they won. So they've won the last few matchups. So the Rams have actually not won in Chicago. They have not won in Chicago since 2003. So that's the last time they actually won in Chicago. The Bears lead the overall series as well, 54-39-3. The Chicago Bears, for me, they just don't have that sizzle, man. They really don't. My thing with this team is it's just inconsistent, to be honest with you. It's really inconsistent to see how bad this Bears team is. They got promised on the defense. Their offense is just below average at best, completely mediocre. I just do not see this team just being a competitive down the road. I think they do get the win here, but I would not be surprised if the Rams came back and won this game. They covered the spread. But this game, honestly, I think the Chicago Bears will win this game. I think it'll be close, but I think the Bears will get the job done in the end. My final score is going to be the Chicago Bears. I'll go low scoring game, and we'll take a good prop for this one, which you guys will see in a second. So my final score is going to be, I'm going to go Bears 20, Rams 17. Give me the Chicago Bears to win this game. And I'm going to take my under 46 total points. It's my best bet for the week.
Well, the Rams came from behind to beat the 49ers last week, while the Bears lost in Indianapolis to the Colts. Chicago isn't running the football well, which puts a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams. They're not using DeAndre Swift that much, which I believe they should. The Rams still have Matthew Stafford, who flourishes no matter what, or who he's throwing to on the outside. When Stafford was with the Lions, I'm not really sure what his record was against them.
I can pull that up for you.
Yes, please
Just
do.
give me a bit. Give me a second. I'll pull up my trusty site StatMuse. Give me 1 second.
But I think the Rams get this one behind Matthew Stafford and drop the Bears to 1-3. I'm going with the Rams to beat the Bears, believe it or not, 26-20. Whose house? It'll always be Swerve's house. I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, give me the Rams to beat the Bears.
Right.
So Matt Stafford is 12-9 against the Bears in his career, and he's 1-0 against them as a Ram.
Okay. So yeah, give me the
so
Rams.
Just a bit above 500.
Yeah. Okay, I'll agree with everything I said. Caleb Williams is kind of have a rough rookie year, but I'm sure he'll make it through it. But the Rams are going to take this one. I also see this as a low-scoring game. Give me the Rams over the Bears, 21-17. I'll take the under too.
The under. I believe this game is at 1:00 as well.
It is. It is. You're right. It just saw it.
All right. Next game on the list is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game is in Tampa Bay at Raymond James Stadium, and from what I'm seeing right here, the Eagles are 2-point favorites.
On Yahoo Sports, it's 2. On the Hard Rock, it's 2.5.
Okay. All right. Referee for this game is?
Referee for Eagles and the Bucs is going to be Carl Shivers.
And calling this game in Tampa Bay, we have Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady.
Tom Brady gets his
returning home to Tampa, where he won his last Super Bowl. Oh, how fitting! I guess I don't know. That's just what they assigned him. I don't know. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $127.
$127. That sounds about right.
So, I guess I'll go first in this one. This is the second straight road game for the Eagles against the NFC South team after they beat the Saints last week. The Bucs, they looked awful. They looked awful last week in losing to the Broncos, but they could have been – that could have been a sandwich. That was pretty tough, but it was between the Lions game and the Eagles game. That's a game they should have easily won, let's be honest. The Bucs are so banged up on defense, and the offensive line has had issues as well. But I'm getting some flashbacks to a couple years ago when or this past year when Sirianni got a little cocky and he won last week and got a little cocky, got a little to his head. So for that reason, I think the Bucs rebound so much so sound the alarm.
Oh.
1
Hey, Tampa Bay. With Tom Brady in the booth, with all the stuff that's going on with Tampa Bay, I think they get back on the right track. Please, I hope, because I need Mike Evans to get me some fantasy points. I need Mike Evans to give me some fantasy points, and I think he will do that against this Eagles defense. Give me Tampa Bay to beat the Philadelphia Chickens by a final score of 24-20. Tampa Bay.
Wow, that is pretty bold right there. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. Tampa Bay looked pretty good, pretty bad last week. Philadelphia's still doing okay. I mean, I just got to see a little bit more from Jalen Hurts a little bit because he's not as good as he was last year, but he's not doing too bad either. So, I mean, those chickens. I mean, they got the talent. They got the talent, but
They have the talent.
somehow they just weren't firing on all cylinders during the last part of the season. But I actually see. I hate to say this, but I actually see the Eagles taking care of business in Tampa Bay. Although, again, like in a previous game, Tampa Bay is going to make Philadelphia work for it. And I believe they will. This is going to be a close game here. Give me those chickens over those Buccaneers by a score of 28-24. And, you know, I love to hear the Senator.
Why?
Why?
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
That's true.
Yep. All the time, every time.
Every time. All righty. Eagles and the Buccaneers. This game is going to actually be crazy because this series has been pretty much dominated lately by the Buccaneers. Buccaneers actually lead the series 12-11, and last year the Eagles got embarrassed in the playoffs against the Buccaneers, 32-9 on the road in the playoffs. The Buccaneers won at 31-15. So the Eagles have pretty much had their season ended by the Buccaneers twice recently. And I think they get their revenge here. I think this is a revenge game for the Eagles. They know this is a team that they struggle against, but I think that the Eagles will get the job done. And I'm going to go ahead and say that the Eagles will get the job done and get themselves to 3-1. My final score is going to be Eagles. I'll go 31, Tampa Bay 21. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. The Philadelphia Chickens. And Alex, Senator time, please.
Right. You got the Eagles. You know why?
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the 4 o'clock slate of games. Let's start out with this game as it is the New England Patriots against the San Francisco 49ers. This game is in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium, and from what I am seeing right here, 49ers are 10 point favorites.
So I have 10.5, and I have 10 on the Hard Rock app.
All right. Referee for this game is?
It's going to be get away ad. Go away. Scott Novak.
And calling this game on Fox, we have Joe Davis and Greg Olson. And the lowest ticketed price here is $115. So, who you guys got and why for the Patriots and the Niners?
Patriots and the 49ers. So how about you go first on this one, Tiny Tim?
Let's hear Tiny Tim.
Yeah, I think there was a question that was asked about last week's game. Was that a bad game or a bad sign? I think it was just a bad game.
Both.
I mean, well, I'd say it's more of a bad thing than a bad sign. I mean, this guy was this Jordan Mason that they have here for the 49ers. He is really picked up in the absence of one CMC. And yeah, hopefully those injuries to Debo Samuel and George Kittle hopefully are not as serious as we might think it might be. But I think San Francisco is going to handle New England no problem. Uh, I think I was originally going to make this my lock of the week, but I've already got my lock. But if I had to make a second one, if I did, it would be this one here. But I'm just going to take San Francisco straight up 49ers over the Patriots. Give me a score 49ers 30, Patriots 17.
All right. LC lost connection. He'll be back in just a minute. So I guess I will go next. So this is a long trip for a Patriots team that is not playing well against a 49ers team that has a lot of injuries. The 49ers blew their game last week against the Rams. There you are.
Sorry, guys. My computer froze.
Oh,
that's... But they will get back on right track. They will get back on the right track here. Brock Purdy will play well, while the defense will limit the bad Patriots offense. I am as well going with the San Francisco 49ers. So much so that I'm locking them in.
And this is my
There you
stone
go.
cold lock of the century. All the week.
24-7. Give me San Francisco. Bang, bang! Niner gang.
Bang, bang,
Have a nice-
Niner gang. Finally,
have a
I'm
nice
back on.
day. Bang, bang.
Yes.
49ers lead the overall series 9-5, and this series has just been it's been rough for the Patriots. The 49ers, they did have a good run though for a little while, but the 49ers have been dominant the past few years, while the Patriots, they've pretty much been tanking the past few years. Let's be honest here. Neither of the Patriots really scare me at this point, but the Niners defense, I know that they're going to get healed at some point. They're going to get better, but right now it's just a rough patch. They needed this game because realistically, if they were to lose to the Patriots, it'd be all hell on earth. But I don't see the Patriots getting the win here. I think that the problem is the Patriots just do not have that chemistry. They went to Drake May. I think their Jacoby Brissett's on a short leash. So they're going to perform their best that they can, but at the end of the day, I'm going to actually take the San Francisco 49ers to win this game. I think that the Patriots will try and keep it close, but in the end, the 49ers should win. My final score is going to be 24-14. Give me the San Francisco 49ers to win this game.
Oh, damn. We got a hurricane coming?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jordan
boy.
Mason is over anytime touchdowns is my favorite prop.
I like it.
Yes, good.
All right, next game on the list we have is the Washington Commanders football team, Redskins, whatever the hell you want to call them, against the Arizona Cardinals. This game is in Arizona, and from what I am seeing right here, the Cardinals are 3.5-point favorites.
Let me take a look. You're right in both of them.
All right, referee for this game is?
Craig Rolstad.
And calling this game on Fox, we have Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth. And the lowest ticketed price on Game Time is the lowest one so far. $25.
Yeah, that's
$25.
$25.
that sounds about right.
All right. This is the second straight road game on a short week for the Commanders, which is very tough. Cardinals have played well, but they are 1-2, losing 2 pretty close games. I look for Kyler Murray to win a shootout against the young Jaden Daniels. I think this one's going to be fun to watch. I got the Cardinals beating the Commanders, final score 34-28, and this one has potential to go to overtime.
Oh.
So I'm going to go with the Cardinals to beat the Commanders. Yeah.
Hey, Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I was going to say so. Actually, you go ahead, Tiny Tim. I'll save my thoughts in a second.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels. He did pretty good last past Monday night. I will say that he impressed me, but he's going up against a pretty good team of Kyler Murray and James Conner and Marvin Harrison Jr. out there, and Terry McLaurin. He's of course, a great receiver for the Commanders right there. Uh, ESPN Analytics has the Cardinals like 61.4% chance to win this game, so I'm leaning toward that way. So give me the Cardinals over the Commanders by a score of 24-20.
This is another one that will be pretty close. Washington, though, I think you'll like this because Arizona Cardinals. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's my trap game of the week.
Trap.
This is my trap game of the week. Arizona Cardinals, man, oh man, this team is just beyond inconsistent, to be honest with you. It's honestly one thing where you beat the Rams that are injury prone, but then you lose Detroit. That, let's be honest, that was pretty much the only reason we were competitive was because it was garbage time late. You got a garbage time touchdown late, but that game was pretty much nearly over. My thing with this game is I think this game is going to be an offensive shootout. I think 100% this game will be an offensive shootout. If you got the point, there's a reason why it's the highest over at any points this week. I'm going to go ahead and actually surprise some people, though. I think that Arizona will I think Arizona will win, but don't be surprised Washington comes back and pulls this off. Washington has dominated this series as of late. Washington has won in the Cardinals have won 4 of the last 17 games they played. The big difference is Washington's defense going to be able to handle Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson? Because that's going to be a big factor. If they can handle them, I think Washington's got a big winning. But in the end, I do think that the Arizona Cardinals will get the win. I think this game will be a lot closer than people think. I might even flip a coin. I might even flip-flop between this pick because there's not really anything I've seen. So this one, I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the home team right now. I think that the Cardinals will win, but I think this game will definitely be closer than people think. This 100% has potential to go overtime, but this will be an offensive shootout, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. All right. Next game on the list, let's see what we got here, is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. This game is in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. And from what I am seeing right here, let's see. Chiefs are 7.5-point favorites.
You're right on both of them.
7.5. All right. Referee for this game is
Sean Smith.
And calling this game on CBS, we have Jim Nance and Tony Romo.
That does not surprise me.
There it is, Jim. Oh, you got to see it. Patrick Mahomes. There it is. Oh, you love to see it. Tony Romo. Come on now. All right. And lowest ticketed price on Game Time, $113.
That does not surprise me.
The way you did that Tony Romo impression, it sounded like you were trying to pass a kidney stone.
Oh, there it is.
That looked a little Mahomey.
That looked a little Mahomey.
All right. Well, let's see.
Well, yeah. Who you got?
I expect this. I expect this to be a very, very good game. I almost was going to call this my game of the week since the Chiefs are my number 2 team, but that's coming up here in a little bit. Mahomes is Mahomes. Looks like Pacheco's going. He's East Texas boy. Pacheco's going on to IR. Probably be out maybe 4 or 6 weeks. Hopefully, it won't be too far. This guy Steele, he did all right last week, but
Carson Steele.
Carson Steele, yeah, that's his name. He did all right, but I wouldn't bet the farm on him just yet because it was just one game. He did okay. Rashee Rice, I'm still kicking myself for releasing him from one of my fantasy teams because
why'd you do that?
The season. Well, at the beginning of the season, I thought he was going to get suspended for that little incident from earlier this year.
Oh. Yeah. You're
But
right.
they decided not to, and I guess it's a good thing they did because he's still performing pretty well. Justin Herbert on the other end, he's doing okay. J.K. Dobbins, Quentin Johnson, they're all right. But the analytics say 63.1% goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. So, but I'm actually making this my point spread game of the week. I think the Chargers is going to make this pretty interesting right here.
I like it.
My final score 31-24. Chiefs with the win, Chargers with the points.
LC, what say you?
You know what's funny? The last time the Chargers actually beat the Chiefs was on my birthday in 2021.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years, yep, since the Chargers have beat the Chiefs. And the last few times, though, it's been very close. Other than the one game in Kansas City in October last year, every one of these has been a one-score game. Like, realistically, there's 5 of the last except within one score. So 100% the point spread is very good to take for this one. But in the end, I think that the injuries to Justin Herbert, Joe Alt are going to limit this team from getting the win. I think the Chiefs will get the win, though. It will probably be another close game that's going to have the referees come in and help them out the last minute. But I think that the Kansas City Chiefs will get the win. I think this game will be closer than people think, but my final score is going to be Chiefs 24, Chargers 20. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to win.
Now, what's the status on Justin Herbert? Is he playing?
They say he is. They say he's very, very doubtful to play.
You know what that means? You know what that means?
Frank, open the bottle.
Crack open the Heineke.
Wrap open the Heineke.
That's right. The status of Justin Herbert is one to watch in this one for sure. If he plays, they have a chance to win. If he doesn't, I still think they keep it close. The Chiefs are playing consecutive road games, and they haven't looked as crisp as they have in previous opening weeks per se. This one will be another close game for them, but I'm in agreement with Tim. This is my point spread game of the week as well. Oh. Chiefs get the win 23-20. So Chiefs win, but Chargers cover.
Ooh.
Yes.
It's even closer.
Chargers +7 is my point spread. My bet of the game is going to be Chargers +7.
All right.
You can get a 7, you're in good shape.
There you go. All right, next game on the list we have is the Cleveland Browns and the Las Vegas Raiders. This game is in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Raiders are 2-point favorites.
Let me take a look at both. Yahoo Sports and the Hard Rock app. The Hard Rock app does have them at 2. Let me double check with Yahoo if it will work. Yahoo. 2. So you're right both. Once again.
Referee for this game is
Brad Allen.
And calling this game on CBS, we have Beth Mowins, Ross Tucker, and Jay Feely.
Huh. Isn't Beth Mowins the first? Isn't she like the first? Isn't she the first woman to call a football game, though?
No, she's done it before. She's commentated on games in previous years.
Oh, okay.
She's done it many times.
The name hasn't really brought.
She usually does college football.
I know her from college, so that's might be the reason why I know her.
Lowest ticketed price is $198.
And that's about right because it is Las Vegas. That's Alex,
right.
You know what time it is for me?
You're gonna let fate decide.
Yep.
Oh man, this game.
Let me join.
Interesting.
Join me. I like it. You're joining me with this one.
Because honestly, think about it. Browns suck.
They
Deshaun
are
Watson
so
is
bad.
terrible. And the Raiders, they're just
My thing is, when your offensive line doesn't even like you, there's a problem in Cleveland.
Oh,
Worst locker room in the league. Worst locker room chemistry in the league.
I don't know about that.
Well, let me
When your
tell
own
you that.
offense, when you're trying to pick up your offensive tackle, and your tackle tells you go fuck yourself. That was in week 1.
What?
Man, that is cold.
That was during week 1. Deshaun Watson tried to pick up his offensive tackle after a play. Joel Batondo actually goes to him and says, "Fuck you."
Oh my gosh.
It's a true story. You can look
Damn.
it up on the game. Like, you can look it up. You can read the lips.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson isn't playing well. Minshew, as much as I love him, really don't know how he's. I mean, he's 6th in the league in passing yards. I'll give him that.
Okay.
So we'll see. So yeah, this is my coin flip as well. I'm not really sure who to go with, so I'm going to let fate decide, like LC Muscle. So Sacagawea will be the Browns, and the American Eagle will be the Raiders.
I got this will be the Raiders, and this will be the Browns.
Hold on a second. Before I catch you guys off, let me see that coin again, LC. Yeah, that side. Can I get a little closer shot at that? Why does it every time I always look at that, I always think I'm looking at Brian Griffin?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty
Yes.
pretty clever. It's
Like
now
Brian
number
Griffin from
1.
Family Guy,
Family
you
Guy.
know?
A Family Guy. That's
Right.
genius. Hey, I gotta laugh out me times. That's awesome, man.
I didn't know.
All right, gentlemen,
Oh, it
if
does.
you're
All right,
ready,
mustache.
here we
Count
go.
us
Ready.
down.
3, 2, 1. Baba Booey.
Oh boy. Give me the Raiders. At home.
Raiders. Taking the Raiders.
28-24. Give me Vegas, baby.
2017. Give me the Raiders.
Okay. Well, this game is one that if you paid me money to see this, I would not see it. So, A Pizzle, if you would play, this is my
Yes.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
I pretty much
man.
agree with everything that Alex said right there on this game. I don't see much scoring this. I don't see much scoring in this game either. So, but I'm going to say just give it to the home team. I'm just going to say Raiders 21, Browns 17.
Okay, next game, Sunday Night Football night in America. NBC, check your local listings as it is the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. This game is at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites.
Look. Yes. And hold on. Hold your horses for a second. 2.5. Both at him.
All right. Referee for this game is?
Oh, it's Allen. Yeah.
And being that this is on NBC, you know who it is. It's Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. Lowest ticketed price is $137.
Uh-huh.
So who you
That's
guys got
about
and why between the Bills and the Ravens?
Alex, for me, honestly, this is my This is my game of the week. You have Josh Allen, who right now is going to be front runner for the MVP, and you have last year's MVP and Lamar Jackson. This is going to be an offensive shootout no matter what you think of this game. This is going to be a great offensive game, and I think both offenses will be able to trade blows throughout the game. I'm very excited to see how this game will play out, but this game will come down to which team can realistically just get the stop on defense. Bills have looked great so far, and they've been able to stay at the stops when they need to. Baltimore, they got lucky. Let's be honest, they got lucky last week.
Yeah.
Sure, they had a good first half, but then they almost blew in the second half, almost blowing a 22-point lead. I know Buffalo does do well in Baltimore, though. Buffalo has won a few times in Baltimore, including last time they played in 2022, which was a 23-20 win. And I think the Bills continue it. The Ravens do lead the overall series 6-5, but I think that the Buffalo Bills will get the job done and get the win over the Baltimore Ravens. This is not my upset pick of the week, but let's be honest here. Let me be honest here for a second. Which defense is worse, the Ravens or the Bengals?
Who's 0-3?
The Bengals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. I think the Ravens defense is worse. Losing Mike McDonald, losing Patrick Queen they lost their defensive identity. Their defensive secondary is beyond overrated. Marcus Peters is not there anymore. It's just not the same as it was last year. They just don't have that same pop. They kind of remind me a little bit about a great offensive team and a terrible defensive team. I think it was one of them was like the 08 Chargers, who had a really good offense and a terrible defense. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but I know one of the Chargers teams had a really bad number one offense and the worst defense in the league. I don't remember. Someone can correct me in the comments if they want to, but I'm going to take the MVP. I'm going to take the hot hand right here and give me the Bills. Give me those Bills to win this game in a shootout, 31-28. James Cook and Derrick Henry parlay anytime touchdowns is a great bet. And Alex, you know who to play.
No, it's the Bills! Buffalo all the way this time!
Because
nobody
circles the
Circles
wagon.
the wagons.
Like
Like
the Buffalo
Bills.
Bills.
There we go. Yeah, this is a big game for AFC superiority, especially this early on. The Bills are playing well as anybody at 3-0, while the Ravens are coming off an impressive road victory over the Dallas Cowboys. Ravens ran it at the Cowboys, and they will ran it right at the Cowboys, and they will do the same in this one. Josh Allen has been outstanding. He's the MVP so far. But how much will he have the football if Derrick Henry is going to go off? I think Derrick Henry and the Ravens need this victory more than the Bills do, especially this early on in the year. I'm going with the home team, Baltimore Ravens, to get the job done over the Bills. 24. Did I say that? 24-21. Quote the Raven.
I really don't believe this. I mean, LC and I, we have the same lock of the week. We have the same upset special of the week.
Yep.
Well, LC and I, we have the same game of the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be an all-out slugfest. It is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be two great offenses going one-on-one against each other. And unlike the previous game of the Cleveland and Vegas, you have to pay me to watch that game, and I would not. I will pay money to see this game right here. Josh Allen's doing great. front runner for MVP. Lamar Jackson, last year's MVP. He's still doing great. But Buffalo kind of has a few problems here. Ravens having no problems, but I'm going toward the Ravens in this one. In fact, this game is going to be so awesome.
Ooh.
Final score: Baltimore 31, Buffalo 28, overtime.
I like it.
Hell yeah. That would be nice. Okay. It's the first of 2 Monday Night Football games as it is.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
As it is, the 0-3 Tennessee Titans traveling to the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium, where we are 1-2. And from what I am seeing right here, the Dolphins are 1-point favorites. Somehow, some way.
Somehow, some way. Let me see. Let me take a look here. Actually, as the Dolphins won on Yahoo, but on the Hard Rock, it is also the Dolphins won. So, wow, it's flipped.
Okay, it's flipped. Referee for this game is?
It's your favorite, Alex.
Cleat.
Cleat. Cleat. And
only Clint Blakeman.
And calling this game on ESPN. It's going to be 7:30, so right after both of us, be on the lookout here because I will be calling it because I have no sanity. Calling this game on ESPN will be Chris Fowler, Dan Orlovsky, and Louis Riddick. You all know the rules.
Save Alex for last.
Yep. Save him for last. I guess I'll kick this one off here. Yeah, I really feel so bad for those Dolphins. I mean, I think they were kind of starting to show some promise, but now it seems like the injury bug has gotten to them a little bit. But Tennessee, Will Levis looked pretty bad last week, so not much to say on that. So who's left after Tua and after Skyler?
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle and possibly Tyler Huntley.
And possibly Tyler Huntley. Well,
So.
they got some pretty good, but they do have some good players around them, so I may call this crazy, call this insane. I don't know, but I'm taking the Dolphins over the Titans 24-21, and well wishes to the injured players on the Dolphins. Get well soon. Fins up, baby.
Okay. LC, what say you?
I'm honestly shocked about trying to figure out who this game is. This spread has been absolutely tough to predict. The line has moved like crazy throughout this whole week. It's originally been Titans 1.5, then Titans 1. Now it's Dolphins 1. So people are more money on the Dolphins and the fact that Tim Boyle is now the quarterback. He did look decent in his last drive, though. They just couldn't punch it in against the Seahawks.
Right.
But last year, Miami blew a bad lead to lose to the Titans. This time, however, the Titans blow a bad lead to lose to the Dolphins. Give me the Miami Dolphins to win this game at home. It's very close, but honestly, at the end, Miami leads the overs are all series 21-19. And if there's a team that needs a win more than anyone, it's the Miami Dolphins. I don't see Will Levis repeating magic there again. They had to rely on Derrick Henry completely costing the fumble too, and then have to rely on a complete random comeback. I just don't think the Titans get it done here. My final score is going to be Titans will get 16. Dolphins will get 19 with the game-winning field goal coming from your kicker, Alex.
Another last-second field goal. That's just what we need.
Just like we won.
Oh, just like we won. Just like week 1. All right. You already heard what he had to say. You heard what Tim had to say. It's my turn. So I guess it's time to
call.
Oh, God. Here we go. Okay. So it's kind of fitting that I'm wearing this hat, MIA, because that's what we've been. MIA, missing in action. Ever since last season, when we beat up the Jets 30-0, every single game since, the play calling has been absolutely horrendous. Against Dallas last year, sure, we won by a field goal, but the play calling was absolute garbage. Against Baltimore, the play calling, absolute garbage. Against the Bills, with this division on the line, the play calling was absolute garbage. Against the Chiefs in the playoffs, let's be honest, we probably didn't deserve to be there in the first place. Absolute garbage. Season opener against Jacksonville. Sure, we won by a field goal. Kind of similar to how we beat the Cowboys. But again, play calling, absolute
garbage.
Against the Bills a couple weeks ago, the play calling was absolute garbage. And this past Sunday against Seattle, the play calling was absolute garbage. So for those counting at home, that is 7 straight games where the play calling has been absolute garbage. And something has to change. Something has to change, and it starts at the top. General manager Chris Grier has got to go. It all falls on his shoulders. He's been with the organization since the year 2000. He's been the general manager since 2016. And what does he have to show for it? 3 playoff appearances, 0 wins, and he's been in charge of 3 head coaching hires. He hired Adam Gase, he hired Brian Flores, and he hired Mike McDaniel. Well, guess what? Adam Gase failed. Brian Flores failed. Mike McDaniel, we don't know. As much as I think he's the best coach we've had since Tony Sparano, if things don't change, it's his 3rd year. We know how incompetent our owner is. If he loses patience again, he's going to hit the panic button and blow it up once again. So I feel like Chris Grier has got to go first, and if Mr. Ross has any balls whatsoever, he'd be shown the.
Wait a minute. Why am I here?
What happened?
I pushed the button. I'm sorry. My apologies.
It's okay. It's okay. You're a little tense. That kind of tense happens, but you're okay.
Put that on the blooper reel. Put that on the blooper reel for the end of the year.
Yes, I will, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I also feel like McDaniel should at least consider giving up his play calling duties, but holy shit, what a difference a year makes. Last year, around this very time, the Dolphins were number 1 in yards per game and in points. Now we're dead last in both. Not only that, but the Dolphins are the only team in the NFL to not hold a lead for a single second this season.
Damn.
And now we get to Monday night against the Tennessee Titans, who are 0-3. We are 1-2. And I think that the Titans will prove that last year was not a fluke. I have the Titans beating us. This game is going to suck. My sincere condolences to anybody who actually wants to watch this game. I am going to be streaming this game, so if you want to suffer with me, be on the lookout for that right after Buff is on the Sofas right here at 7:30. But I do have the Tennessee Titans winning. Final score 10-9. And there we go.
Damn.
10-9. Good
10-9. This game is going to suck. Moving on to the final game of week number 4, as it is the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. This game is in Detroit. And from what I am seeing right here, the Lions are 3.5-point favorites.
Yes, they are on both of them, so you're good to go on that one.
All right, referee for this game is
Alex Kemp.
got Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call. And I guess I will go first in this one because I spoke previously. So I'm gonna speak here if y'all don't mind. This is a big prove-it game for the Seahawks. They are 3-0, but the schedule hasn't been as tough. This game will be tough for them. The Lions have played well on defense, which will be a challenge for one Geno Smith. The Lions offense, which hasn't been great, will get it going here. I have the Lions winning this game. Final score, what did I have for my final score? Was 27-24, and the lowest ticketed price on Game Time, $165. Lowest ticketed price for the Dolphins game, $31.
$31. That's embarrassing.
Yep.
Wow.
I know Dennis would have something to say about that.
Well, I don't really see it. I see Detroit taking this one. Seattle's got to go all the way across the country. Going to take on a Detroit team, which is not as good as they could be, but they're still okay. They're still going to be okay. Not much to say about this game. I'm just going to give it to Detroit. Line was 4 something here. I think the Lions will win and cover. So give me the Lions over the Seahawks, or as I would call it, the Buzzards. Give me the Lions over the Buzzards, 27-21.
All right, LC.
Ending off on me. Alrighty. So the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a very close game in general. I think that this game will be probably one of the best games of the league. This was the second choice of my game of the week, other than the Baltimore Ravens and Bills. This will also be a great Monday night game. The Seahawks have won the last 6 games in a row, including last year in overtime in Detroit. And I think Detroit realistically has that team that they really need to beat. The Seahawks are that team. They've gotten through in the last few games, and the Seahawks have won both games last 2 times they played in Detroit. Actually, last 3 times they played in Detroit. They haven't won in Detroit. The Lions haven't won in Detroit against the Seahawks since 2012. And I think that this is a team, if they really want to make a Super Bowl run, they got to be a team that's been beating them the past few years, and that is the Seahawks. So give me the Detroit Lions to win this game. My final score is going to be Detroit 38, Seahawks 31. This will be a high-scoring octane affair, which I'm very excited to see. 38-35, give me the 38-31, give me the actually no, 38-34. Lions win this game. They cover the spread, and I think that the Seahawks will finally lose to the Lions for the first time in a while. And I'm very excited to see how both teams will be able to get through in this game.
All right. So that will just about do it for week number 4 of Pain and Gain Pick'ems. Pain and Gain Pick'ems. I almost said 4 Horsemen for a second, but yeah, Pain and Gain Pick'ems. Thank you guys once again for joining us. Really do appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Shout out to you guys out in the chat for sticking with us. Pepper, Andrew, Joshua Cook, Dashy, RJB, John Stir. I think Romy was in here for a little bit.
Yeah, he was. Patty was
Mafia was as well.
Or Dashy. We love you guys.
That's right. We love you guys. Tiny Tim. We got Fantasy Football Fever. There we go.
That is
I actually
right.
stopped by yesterday and watched them.
Oh yeah, he did. He stopped by, got into the show. He enjoyed it a little bit. So hope y'all can join us too every Tuesday night, 10:45 Eastern, 9:45 Central. YouTube.com/TJM3774. There's your link. Catch us on Tuesday nights, and of course I'll be there, and of course I'll be here next Wednesday night with these 2 bros.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, yeah, that's going to have to do it. So, yeah, be on the lookout for my live stream this Monday after both us on the sofas, where the Tennessee Titans and Mayo Man Will Levis go up against the Dolphins and whoever the hell we decide to throw out there to get destroyed. All right. So, yeah, that's going to do it. So, for LC Muscles 28 and for Tiny Tim, say Pizzle saying peace out and fins up. Baby, we'll see you guys next week.
Here we go, guys. Here we go, Steelers. Let's go to 4-0. Let's do this, guys. Let's make us one of the only teams left at 4-0.
Time to take down those Giants. We're going to make them dwarfs again. Go Cowboys, and good night to all.
See y'all later. See y'all next week.
See ya.